Hello everyone, welcome to this video. I'm going to talk to you about, I'm going to talk to you about approaches to responsive tabular data visualization, or so that how to achieve a mobile-friendly tables on small devices like cell phones, tablets, etc. Well, I am Leonardo Negreiros. I am a software engineer at Codematter 42, and that's it. Let's start that. First off, why am I doing this talk? Because some weeks ago, I was using my cell phone and internet stuff, but then I saw some data on a table and it was really hard to read that data because the table was very big and it kind of was overflowing the page. So I noticed that it was a common problem with tables in cell phones, and it's kind of hard to use them cell phones. But that's it. And then I'm going to discuss you the theme about the theme of this talk. Although the use of tables in mobile devices isn't recommended, sometimes we have to use them. With the amount of information that we consume every day and with the cell phone being the source of interaction and information for most people, we can face situations that people in mobile need to access lots of data. And this isn't only for cell phones, but also tablets and all kinds of small screens, but not smartwatches. That's kind of too much. Because people like workers in factories, distribution centers, or professions that require daily tracking of storage or process, storage or process, they use tablets for that, and they have a lot of data to track, and they need those small devices to help them achieve their jobs. For that, we got to the path of how I got here. I started reading a lot about it on internet articles. I discussed it with some designer friends of mine on how to get some good information with tables. And yeah, that's it. Let's start. You can check some examples I made on this small page that I called Poké Tables. It's a small table with some Pokemons. I don't know if you played Pokemon or watched the anime before, but it's kind of cool, so I used it. And that's that. For the first approach, we have the shorten the table. You just get the important information from the table, like the name or the type in this case, and the sprite, because they are very cute. You have to look at them. And after you, one more thing, you should access this link on your phone. It will be better for you. Okay. And since you got the most information of it, I mean, not the most information, but the main information, you basically use only that for your table. It's really easy to develop, it's really simple, but for some people it can be a deal breaker since you are losing some data visualization. And for the example, we have here, there's the small Pokemon table here, and there's the HTML used. One thing that I really like about it was the use of the not pseudo class for CSS. It's like, imagine that you have a table with 15, 20 rows, not rows, columns, 20 to 15 columns. And then you would add to all those columns like not relevant, not relevant, not relevant, and then you would place the display none. But with the not pseudo class, you can just say, oh, on the rows and yeah, on the columns that they are not main information, just doesn't display them. So you can do a really quick solution for your table. Like it takes only 5 minutes for you to develop it, and it's really good because mobile friends want to have a broken experience on yeah, want to have a broken experience. That's it. Then after we have the horizontal scroll. One thing that I forgot to talk about before is that this talk, I'm going to focus more on the design theory than on the code part, because I believe we ended up losing some part of the design, the product design. When we focus too much on the code, we have to think about the user experience, how the user will interact with our app. And since code is not only about creating code, it's also about people, and we have to focus on them. So, okay. And now we have the horizontal scroll, where we have no loss of information, but it looks weird on portrait mode. It's not really good to use it on portrait mode, and it can be cumbersome for the user if you have a lot of columns and data to show them, because as you can see, you can if you have I don't know 15 columns, you can spend a lot of time just scrolling to get to to your final goal, to your data that you wishes. Just one moment, I'm going to take a sip of my water. Okay, so here we have the standard HTML table, but then we defined this scroll wrapper on top of that to just set scroll overflow on X to make this container of the table have this horizontal scroll. If you are checking on the Pocket Tables Netleaf app, you can go there and scroll it on your phone. It's smooth. So, and it also works for a desktop. It's really responsive. But then the user can kind of get lost when you go too deep on the table, and you can remember what we were seeing, like, oh, I'm on the end of the table, but I can remember which Pokemon I was reading at this column. But for that, we also have a solution that is using a fixed column on the first column. So if you go on our Netleaf app and you click on on your fixed column, you can scroll, and the first column, the sprite one, the identifier for a Pokemon, will be there. So you won't have any questions on, oh, am I on the right column? Is this the right data? But you are sacrificing some space on the screen. So it's kind of a trade-off. You have to see what's better for your use case. And for that, it's also really simple. We have here scroll on top of our scroll wrapper with a position relative and overflow hidden. And also we have a fixed column, that's our main column here, with the position sticky from CSS. It's important to use those two together, because for people who don't know CSS, when you use position sticky, it will kind of stick something in its place, but it will be relative to the body. But if you put this position relative, it will be relative to this div. So this will be the reference for that. So it's important to remember it. So, okay. For the next case, we will have the transformed table. It's similar to the shortened table, but it's also more complex than the other ones, because you are applying a transformation from, let me show you. If you click on your Pocket Tables app, you will get it there. There it is. You kind of have a small list, but when you click on a specific item, it shows a card with the specific information from each item. It's very good because you can basically display any kind of information and in any amount, because you will just get a simple view for the user in the table, a small list, and when the user clicks it, will be really easy to access all the data. But it also comes with the downside that it's really hard to compare between tables, between rows. If you come here, you can see that, oh, Bulbasaur has less attack than Ivysaur. So, okay. But when you come here, you will have to memorize the stats of this Pokemon, and then go to another Pokemon and memorize its stats to compare. So if you really need the data to be, you need something like, oh, I need to check a lot of values at the same time. These are not recommended, but in general, I believe it's one of the best approaches to display all the data that you need. Okay. And for last one, we have that the best table is no table at all. Actually, the tables in design theory, they are less resource because you have a lot of micro information inside tables, but some to be really useful to get a good result with table, you have to know the table first. You can have to be trained at this table. Uh, and besides it's too much information. Sometimes, from the most cases, the user doesn't need that much information. He just needs someone to point them an important value. Like, for example, we have this table for League of Legends heroes. There you have the popularity, win rate, ban rates, and a lot of data, but they kind of don't tell you very much. But then we got this dashboard from the same site that shows us already the most popular champions, the most banned champions, the best win rate, the worst win rate, the best players, and the best champions. So by organizing the data in charts or dashboards, you can deliver more value from your data than with a table. Because if you got this, you have to read this table a lot of times to become familiar with it and to kind of train your brain to recognize those data very fast. And also there's another problem, that's accessibility. It's really hard to make a table accessible for people that are using screen readers, for people that have the I forgot the word, but I believe the name is TDH. Is that when TDAH? Yes, some kind of cognitive disorder. So it's hard for them to concentrate on all of this data for them. And also a fully featured table with sorting and filtering, searching, all those kinds of features are really hard to develop, and they consume a lot of work and resources from your team, when you could simply make a dashboard that can deliver more value with less cost. So that's something that you should take in consideration. When you're going to use a table, you have to think for yourself, oh, do I really need to use this table? Because a dashboard or some kind of graph or chart can, and in most cases, will be more useful and deliver more value for you. And I believe that's it. It was a really short talk, but uh, but that's it. And I will hope that everyone like it, and I got kind of inspired you to think more when you are going to develop some more tables or design theory, or have to work with design theory. So that's it. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.